Howdy, it's me, Medicated Mark, coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the Art Villa, found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. And today I'm coming to you with a stack of records. I didn't think I was going to get records, but then I found records. As noted in the title above, I have gross gym stories. That's right, stories I wasn't going to tell because they just seem inappropriate even for me, but but look at the internet as a whole, and it's just like another story, right? So at the gym, you know, people, you go in and you have to get undressed, and there's a man, you know, humankind stripped bare in the gym. I mean, you get just down to the so I'll just back up and tell the one story, one of my favorite stories, which was the guy, I call him the potato chip clip man, an older gentleman. Saw him come into the steam room and he had a towel wrapped around him. The green towel, it's always the same one. It's big as a blanket, a huge towel, and he had it wrapped all the way around him with the potato chip clip, little spring-loaded clip up here, holding it around over his stomach, holding him up. It was just a very odd sight. I just think, well, you know, nothing about it. Just sit down. And I went back into my little steam room meditative state, and then I looked up. I thought, first I thought, well, that's pretty modest. That's a sign of modesty. And then I looked over, and there he is sitting naked, completely naked on his green blanket towel. It was just an odd contrast. So, but that wasn't gross. That was just bizarre. Anyway, so oh Jesus. So the other day, the locker room was pretty empty. In fact, I think it was just me. So I got into a sauna for a while, and then I started going back in the steam room. Like I started, it's like, well, maybe all that bacteria in there, maybe I could just dodge a bullet. The steam room feels so good, but boy, you know it's a breeding ground. Anyway. So I walk into the shower room, and you walk in that door, and the steam room door is just off to the side. And I walk in, and the steam room's not at the peak cycle, meaning it's between cycles, and most of the steam is dissipated enough so you can see anyone in there. Usually when it's full of steam, it's actually kind of hard sometimes in this small space to see people sitting on a bench. So I could see that there was a shape in there. I knew there was a person in there, and I opened the door, and I just walk in. And this person, just at a glance, I think that kid's really too young to be in there. And he starts hiking up his swimming trunks that he's wearing. His hands are kind of awkward. Everything's awkward. And I think, oh, whatever could he be doing in here alone that he'd be hiking up his swimming trunks in an awkward manner? So I go to the other side of the room and I sit down and I think to myself, on a count of three, if he's doing what I think he was doing, he's going to be embarrassed. He's going to get up and leave. 1, 2, 3. He gets up, walks out quickly out the door with a tent pole in his swimming trunks that he's trying to kind of conceal with his hands as he walks out the door. Okay, so I don't think anything more bad. I sit in the steam room for 5 minutes or so by myself, get out, not thinking about anything else, get in a shower, take a shower. And they put these really bright lights, probably on purpose to keep people from doing stuff in the shower. So you can kind of see through the shower curtains, right? You can see shapes. I get out, and there's a shower running. I just happen to look over, and there's nobody in the shower. I'm like, what the hell? There's nobody in the shower. There's a bag there, and there's some swimming trunks. Oh, swimming trunks, right? The kids' swimming trunks. I recognize them. Like, where's that kid, you know? And then I see the shower curtain move like this. And I look down, and he's laying in the floor of the shower. Doing what? I don't know. So I toweled off. I went outside and shut the door. I waited to the count of 3. I opened the door, and I yelled, "An active shooter! Everybody out!" So I know I didn't do that. I didn't. I tried to think of something witty to say, but I just let it go. Made for a great story. Anyway, oh my God. So is that the grossest story you've got? That's just shocking, but maybe not gross. So the gross story I was warned about this, and I didn't believe the guy that warned me that there was a guy that did this. Older guy. I walk to my locker, and I hear the hairdryer running. They provide hair dryers that are just hair dryers plugged in. A couple of them. Hear it running, look over, and there's this big guy, older big guy, drying his ball sack with the the public hair dryer. Oh no! And he's bent over, and he's got his ass cheeks spread. He's drying his ass, cracking his ball sack. It's things like this that make for good conversation as you sit down for a cup of coffee before you leave with the rest of the guys. And they were all very aware of the situation. They'd already discussed it. Oh my God. Well, are there any other stories? It's only been a week. Did you think there'd be just one more story? But that was pretty good. Those are pretty good stories. Let's go right to the records. So today at a record store, I stopped and I picked up a few LPs, long plays, 12 inches, but there's this 10-inch in the rack. And it's $4, like, piano music. Kind of unusual, it's just a graphically unusual cover. Piano solo is composed and played by Joseph Miro, but there's interesting titles like Exotica, Moon of Jade, Autumn Nocturne, Velvet Mood, Three Quarters Blues, copyright 1952 Decca. I might feature something from this one. Just interesting titles on that 10-inch. Herbie Mann, I've become a big fan of Herbie Mann. I don't know why it took me so long. I think because the first Herbie Mann album I ended up finding was the one where he's very hairy. He's a hairy person, and he decided to put himself on his album cover with no shirt on. You know the one I'm talking about. So I just dismissed him at the time. But you know, he was like a jazz forerunner for playing the flute. Did I get that right? I hope I did. In the last video I did, I held up an album by the Dixie Cups at the end, and I claimed it was a Dixieland album, but I was wrong. It was a girl group, you know. I recognized, as soon as I put it on, I recognized the song. And I threw that in the stack to get rid of. Anyway. So when I hold stuff up and I just talk about it, there's no reason for you to believe anything I say. Oh my God. But anyway, so Herbie Mann's early, a lot of, he explored the flute, and, right? I'm just trying to think if it was just the straight flute. It's got to be on here. Why can't I just find it? Oh my God. And combining Latin rhythms, and made some really great albums. I really like his work a lot. Now that I've gotten over the hairy chest album cover. And here's a George Shearing album I don't have. Very beautiful cover on Capitol with Nat King Cole. He sings. The Shearing Quintet plays. The first meeting of the two world's most satisfying and celebrated sounds. Nat King Cole's caressing baritone, the George Shearing Quintet's shimmering instrumental blend. It's a promotional record. No, look, see, they put a sticky label over the track. I wonder why they did that, because here's the track list, and then this. Don't know why. And I bought this. I did take the sticker off because it's sealed. It was still only $1. They didn't charge me for it being sealed. Extra for a sealed record. They wrote sealed on it. They wanted more for it, but they marked it down. Anyway, this is a bizarre cover. Oh, Jesus. Black and white photographs, a guy playing a harp and another guy, I don't know. The Aruba Beach Club. This must be the Aruba Beach Club. Sounds of Friendship. Just. Also, speaking of interesting covers, it's Private Press, 1967. Distributed by Amherst Records. Maybe it's. No, it's got a distributor. It looked like Private Press. Looks like gospel, but it's not. I think it's country. it's definitely, never mind. Anyway, fun cover. Probably have this one, but now I have another copy. Part of this leg stick never. It's Dominic Frontier. You want to know what he looks like? Here's what Dominic looks like on the back. Oh, gee whiz. Holiday for Strings, played by the Living Strings. I don't have this one. The great songs of David Rose and Leroy Anderson, Holiday for Strings, one of my favorites. 1963. One of my favorite compositions by David Rose. A Jackie Gleason album I don't have, Volume 1, Lover's Portfolio. Great cover. Not such a good cover. It's Alice Shelled. Nightbird. 1982 out of Hawaii. The Hawaiian Islands. It's autographed on the back. Oh, what does she do, Nightbird? Written by herself. She doesn't do My Way. I don't know how good can this be. We're going low favorites. It's on Crown. So I picked it up. Cliff Richard, All My Love. I don't know. It was cheap. Reelin' and Rockin' with the Shadows Sway. Razzle Dazzle with the Shadows. I have no idea who this is. Anyway, there you go. And this was fun to find for $1. Lush Orchestra on a budget-to-budget label, Custom Records. It's really a terrific cover. Woman walking her poodle. Very space-age cover. Very nice. A few religious albums. This looks good. Nothing printed on the back, but on the cover you've got the two women, sisters, or a mother and daughter, and the daughter's playing a really cool cutaway Gibson, cutaway neck, if that's what you call it, I don't know. Only Jesus Can Satisfy Your Soul. It's the Harmonettes, right? The Harmonettas. This is local, Queen City Recording out of Cincinnati. Just Because You Love Me, Ron Head, that's right, Ron Head. And the First Church of God Singers out of Flora, Illinois, Ron Head. And this is great, and another sealed album, a terrific cover. It's Joy Smith, Worth Waiting For. It looks like Fox, but it's for. Worth Waiting For, boy. Does It Ever, 1988. Nice. There she is again. Chris Weaver. Chris Weaver on stage. I don't know who he is, but he does a cover of Impossible Dream. Chris Weaver, autographed by Chris. On stage where, don't know. And I just buy, it's just unknown Korean pop album, that's right. That's right. Terrific cover, unknown Korean pop. And this was kind of bizarre. I didn't just buy any more 101 strings. But this, look at the cover. It's like, this was like buying a Playboy magazine, recorded in London in 1970. It's a gatefold, or a bookfold. With a fold out, right. A fold out. Same costume as the woman on the cover wearing. Same costume, volume 3. I've just never seen a product like that for the 101 strings. There were some country albums I picked up for $1 a piece, the best of Wanda Jackson. That's right. Gene Shepard, Lonely Days. Obviously came out of somebody's collection. Who just not, just came out of somebody's collection. There you go. Okay. All Alone Am I, Brenda Lee. That's right. Brenda Lee, Reflections in Blue. Nice. Conniff meets Butterfield. That's right, Paul Butterfield. That might make the music tolerable. I don't think I've got this Jackie Gleason album. 1961, possibly. Someone dated it on the back. Jackie Gleason. Here's an interesting duo. Brenda Lee and Pete Fountain on Decca. Looks like fun. The K-Star album that may be fun. In a Blue Mood. Nice artwork on the cover. K-Star. My all-time favorite country female artist. Gosh darn, this sticky stuff. It's Patsy Cline, yes, for $1. Patsy Cline. Mini Fresh. Patsy Cline. Bobby Martin, look a little bit hard there. It's been a hard life. And another K-Star, Losers and Weepers. Nice. Another Brenda Lee, an earlier one. This is Brenda. Is this her first album? I don't know. Very well could be. Brenda and Brenda Lee. He's pretty common. This was pretty common. That's the one on the bottom just because it was the one on the bottom. So thank you for stopping by. It's been great to work up enough energy to come down here and do this. Ooh, it worked out every day this week. Oh my goodness. And by Friday, it's like my body's like, no more. Stop it. But you know you got to push through it and do it anyway. Torture's good for you. That's right. I like it. Give me more of it. Thanks for stopping by. Now on to the musical sample.
请你问问星星吧，请你问问星星吧，因为我爱了你，所以心神不稳定。星星一定知道的，星星一定知道的，我真心爱慕你，所以心中如火烧。请你问问星星吧，请你问问星星吧，我真心爱慕你，所以心中如火烧。星星吧，请你问问星星吧，我真心爱慕你，所以心中如火烧。请你问问星星吧，请你问问星星吧，请你问问星星吧。